All right, everyone. So today I'm going to be talking on a very sensitive issue because there's going to be a lot of people that are pissed off by me, and there are going to be a lot of people that are taken by surprise by this. But I'm going to talk specifically on the issue of people who have a long list of toxic exes. And I'm going to talk about the behaviors thereof. If you have a toxic ex, no one has the right to chastise or ridicule you for what you've been through. First and foremost, if you authentically have a toxic ex, or maybe even a couple, you're entitled to recover and grow and mourn in your own way. I'm not going to say you're not. I'm not talking about you in this video. If you authentically struggle with confidence and have a variety of degrees of hardships that prevent you from actually, discovering what you need to do to break that chain, this doesn't apply to you. That's not who I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the very confident, very assertive, very outspoken individual. Your gender doesn't matter, sexual orientation doesn't matter, age doesn't matter. It is the person who is extremely comfortable with themselves. They're very sociable, they're very outgoing, and every ex they have, or most of them at least, have a laundry list of negative qualities, and as they bounce from ex to ex, those negative qualities seem to resurface in everyone they have. This is not the person who's struggling with confidence, who it's obvious they can be reeled in by a charismatic jerk. This is not who I'm talking about. This is the person who very much knows what they're doing. They're typically the ones you expect to be in control of a situation or a relationship. They're the ones who have confidence, assertion, and they always seem to come out of a relationship with a lot of negative things to say, and those negative things are very reminiscent of their previous relationships. This is a very particular person. This is a person with confidence. This is a person who knows how to get themselves in and out of a situation, can stand up for themselves, knows what they're doing, knows how to act and how to conduct themselves. So if you are that confident and assertive, and you have a series of exes that you have that much bad stuff to say about you, I'm going to call all of you on it right now. You're the toxic ones, and you're using slander as a means to avert the accountability of the fact that you're the reason the relationship failed. I'm getting fed up with this, because if you have low self-esteem and you're struggling to break free of a bad cycle, that's one thing, and it's very understandable. If you have it happen once or twice and you learn from your mistakes, fantastic. I'm glad you broke away from that. But these are people who, without fail, if a relationship ends, is not their fault in any way. They've done nothing wrong, and the other person is chock full of qualities that nobody noticed until they started talking about it. And then you become so sympathetic, so commiserating of these qualities that neither of you ever expressed before, but suddenly they're present because that is your friend and they are their ex. These are toxic people, and they are slandering the names of people who, for whatever reasons, may have had their faults but didn't come to the ideal conditions of what they expected of a relationship. If you have someone who is naturally confident and extremely talkative, outgoing, personable, and they're always talking smack about their exes, that's a toxic person. Nobody confidently and assertively talks that much smack about other people. They don't. Only toxic people do that. And they do so to slander the name of those that they used to be with, so that they don't have to hold themselves accountable for being the reason the relationship fell apart. And as long as people are willing to sympathize with them by using freaking triggers like, oh, they were an alcoholic, or oh, they were abusive despite that I've never had a mark to show for it, or oh, they yelled at me or threatened me, like, I'll be honest, it's one thing, because it's not something, I just dealt with that. My neighbor who just moved was in an abusive relationship, and I almost got into a fight with her boyfriend because he wanted to push her around, found that I was becoming friends with her, and wanted me out of the picture, and I didn't budge. But that's another story. But she's reluctant. She still hasn't called the police despite being legitimately harmed by him. She has broken up and gone back to him repeatedly. Those are signs that you're legitimately having issues. And I know they vary from case to case. Not everyone is that severe. The conditions are different in each case. But if you are struggling with abusive or toxic exes, it's not something you confidently and nonchalantly flaunt. That's something that the toxic people do. Toxic people confidently and nonchalantly slander the names of their exes. The non-toxic people, as mad as they can get, it is not natural for them to do so. And also, for people who are truly in a toxic relationship and getting out of it, they're not eager to throw mud. There's a lot of emotion that was wasted, a lot of emotion that led to brokenheartedness. That you don't just jump from that and take up arms. That's not something sincere and kind-hearted people do. That's something that toxic people do. Toxic people are eager and ready to make the other person look like it was their fault. And I'm getting sick of this person who plays victim and then bounces up and down as it's over, claiming that other person was hostile and was bad, and they have the confidence to speak that manner of garbage. That's a sign you're toxic. No decent human being confidently slanders another human being. Even if it needs to be said, even if it needs to be done, that you need to point out somebody's negative qualities, you don't flaunt it in an excessive and charismatic manner. There's a degree of pain that relationship caused you if the other person was toxic, and that's not going to allow you to just merrily throw mud. The non-toxic person is better than that. They're more humble than that, and honestly, they're in a lot of pain. They're not eager to share more pain. Even if they're angry and lashing out at people, the last thing they're going to do is make the other person look bad, because that was X amount of time in their life that they don't get back. And that's not something you enthusiastically tear down. Sorry, but this was a bit of an emotionally charged video for me because I saw this happen recently and it pissed me off. There are people who don't deserve that, and I wanted to speak out on this. This is a horrible matter. If you have confidence naming laundry lists of negative qualities of your exes in a flaunting fashion, you are the toxic one, and shame on you. I'll probably be more calm and eager to explain an issue next time, but this one really got to me. So I hope you take something from this, guys. You have a good one.